TSSF。
So I want to start off this video by thanking my Patreons. I'm not going on any script here, so if I make any weird mistakes, I apologize. But yeah, thank you so much to everyone who supported me over the years. To the people who wanted to, wanted me to get a Patreon. I always felt bad about it, but now because I'm being more active and because I want to get more prolific isn't the right word, but I'm trying to basically grow the channel. Like, I've had this channel for almost 12-13 years, maybe, I think, and I'm only at, I'm still not at 3,000 subscribers. So if you're new to this channel, like what I do, please subscribe. I really would appreciate it. It does help the channel out. If you want to be a Patreon, I would be immensely grateful. The cool thing is I don't use it on myself. I use it on the hardware. And I use that hardware to try to give you content that you love. So I really appreciate everyone who's already supported me. And I do want to thank every one of you. Kristen Greatman, you've subscribed to the highest tier, so thank you. I'm hoping I can get some great gifts for you guys to keep you incented, to give you incentive to continue to support
the channel. Say the channel.
And without any further ado, let's get to the video. I do want to show you the unboxing of it, see what came with this unit, and show you the frustrations I went through just by getting it to work. Thank you so much. Let's get the video started.
Good evening, everyone. Looks like I got a present in the mail today. So my Roland S-70 or 760 came in. I don't have a knife, so I'm going to use my digital caliper. Shut you off to open this thing. And let's see how it works. It should come with the unit. I should find something sharper. It should come with the unit. I didn't break it. I'm gonna use. I'm gonna use a little screwdriver. Should come with the unit itself. Wow. Rip the box a little bit. And the listing said that it came with an SD to S. I was going to say SD to SNES, but it's a SCSI to SD. I guess the biggest thing I'm worried about with the unit here is that it might be 100 volts instead of 110 volts. Just rip the box a little bit. It just came in a better box. Oh, whatever. Yeah, if I need to get a step-down converter, then I'm not going to plug it in. So I had to get it reshipped because the person who was selling it doesn't sell to... Oh, garbage bag, isn't that nice? Garbage bag full of a couple popcorn pieces. The person who was selling it didn't sell to Canada. Looks like it uses a standard UPC. Just more spacing. And it's like Christmas! What is this? I think this is the discs or something that come with it. Let's take a look at what this is. Oh, this is the USB drive. Or SCSI. I think. It's got a mini or micro USB and an SD slot. It came with an SD card. That's pretty cool. I don't know if this is specifically a SCSI to SD though. rabbitholecomputing.com. Okay. I guess I'll try that out soon. And then what's this? Cables. Interesting. It comes with actual floppies. I guess these are the boot floppies. Wow, that floppy looks so surreal. I haven't seen a floppy disk in years. Feels kind of cheap, but I've never seen a disk like that before, verbatim. That's kind of cool looking. Okay, comes with a USB adapter. This looks like an Apple USB adapter. Micro USB connector, probably to power the drive. And I guess this looks like a parallel connector. Unless that's SCSI. I thought SCSI looked different. Anyways. Just to get a better look at it. So we got the connectors in there. The drive. Alright, so that's gone. Let's look at the unit itself. This is what I'm looking forward to. It's super wrapped in here. I know if I ever sell any of my other romplers, I know where I'm going to get all the packing from. I don't know what you're getting. Drop in the box. Oh, the box out of here. Alright, here's the unit. Yeah, I guess that is a SCSI connector, isn't it? How many pins is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's got a disc in it. And they're probably just sounds, I'm guessing. I thought it had a connector on the front. Look at this. The front is bent. I wonder if I can bend that back with pliers. It's got the SCSI connector in the back, and it's got the video output, so I can probably hook that up. Alright, I'm gonna hook this bad boy up, and we will see you soon. Alright, we got it set up here. A little bit confused as to how to use it. I'm trying to see what's on this SD card here, but it doesn't really connect to my computer properly. So what I think I'm going to do, I'll worry about that after. I'm just going to try booting it up and see what happens. So let's start it up. Looks like it's booting from the disk. System initializing. I don't have an S-video cable to connect yet, so I'm going to try to control everything through the front monitor. Please see your CRT. Okay, I got to shut it off. I read that to change that, you have to hold mode and then boot it up. Nice, okay. First time I'm doing this, bear with me. Okay, controller left and right maybe? Or is there an enter somewhere? There it is, panel and LCD. Okay, exit for booting. Where's exit? Oh, exit. EEPROM renewing. Okay, it's rebooting itself. That's a slow one, isn't it? I'm probably going to have to figure out how to set up a bootloader on the SCSI or the SD card. I'm sure that'll be way faster. You can see the disk drive is doing its thing. Wave memory, 32 megabytes. SCSI device check. Well, it sees it. I don't know what's on this SD card though. I'm gonna try playing something through Cakewalk. Okay, I probably have to load something. So channel 1. How do I load a patch? I don't think there's actually anything loaded. I wonder if something came with one of the discs that I got. Okay. Well, I'll have to figure out how to put some sounds on it and then we'll be able to play with it. But at least we know it works. That's pretty cool. Signing off for now, and I will play some sounds right when I get the SCSI to SD working. Okay, bye-bye.
All right, so I actually have been fighting with this this unit for the last 2 to 3 days. It just goes to show how ignorant and lack of research I did on it. Apparently the S-760, according to its manual, can't natively run the S-550 CDs. So I've been spending so long trying to write to the SD card that I had, which, by the way, the SD card that came with it, complete garbage. Like, look at it's a Kingston, but I don't know, maybe it's just so damaged. I don't know. It's just extremely slow. I was using a micro SD card that I had, and the problem with micro SD is, especially with the adapters, is that they're so easy to lose. I dropped it once accidentally last night, and I lost it. Luckily, I had another one on hand, so I'm using that one. It's a much smaller one. It's a 4 gig. The other one was 16 gig. But that's okay. The SCSI 2 SD I have right here does only, it's version 5.1, so it only does 4 virtual drives. So I can use either CDs or hard drives or floppy drives if I wanted to make it look like a floppy drive. That being said, not a little bit, I'm using my cell phone as a camera right now. The good news is, as soon as I threw a 760 CD image on it, it started working. So I knew it wasn't anything I was doing wrong other than the way I was trying to load the files. So according to the according to the manual, which I decided to read literally the third day, which was pretty funny, because you know I don't like reading manuals. You have to convert load S550 CDs for it to see it. Otherwise, it'll see it as an unformatted drive. So the way I did it was I made CD1, like I tried to use the LCD1 Roland factory library as the first disc, and then the Universe of Sounds Volume 1 as a second disc. Both of those sound libraries have well known to be used in both Final Fantasy 5 and 6. It looks like maybe I'm not doing the sector sections correctly, because the SD to SNES, so used to saying SD to SNES, the SCSI 2 SD has a tool that you can get, but you have to tell the tool what sectors to look at everything for. So llamamusic.com has a good S-760 tutorial on it. It links you to another tutorial that actually has a lot of details on how to use it. You can probably use Windows, but I actually followed the instructions for Linux, and I actually had to dual boot my laptop to use Windows 10 and Linux, which is fine because the laptop I haven't fully set up yet. The cool thing about the SCSI 2 SD is that you could technically connect multiple devices to it. If I figure out how to get the, I think it's a 25-pin DIN. Well, my K2000R actually has a through for it, so I could actually technically connect the SCSI 2 SD to my K2000R, and then connect the through to the Roland sampler. If I know how to do it correctly, I'll have to play around with it. So you could technically use virtual drives on both of them. So the way I have it set up is partition 1 is an S550 CD, partition 2 is an S550 CD, but it doesn't seem to work properly. Mostly probably because I don't have the sectors set up correctly, like I mentioned before. Partition 3 is an internal hard drive that I'm going to use so that I can convert samples from the S550 CDs to the hard drive so I can continue using it. So I was up late last night editing a video for a friend. Like the fourth hard drive is used as a system disk, mostly because I don't want to use a floppy drive to boot the system up all the time. It takes forever to boot that way. And I do have the video for it. Like the video adapter came with this unit. So did the SCSI adapter. Of course, it had to have. But I don't have cables to connect it yet, so I'm just waiting for the cables. The S550 and the S760 uses MSX compatible COM port drives. Problem is you can't find them anywhere, and the ones you do find, they're like hundreds of dollars. It's insane. So somebody on eBay actually is selling an adapter so that you can use USB mice on it. I'm still waiting for that to come, and that's coming from the UK. So in COVID time, of course, that's going to take a while to get through customs. All right. So the first thing I'm going to do is select mode. I want to go into disk mode and set S1/DEC, which will set it to disk mode. Right now, it's defaulting to look at the floppy drive for some reason. I'm not sure. So we're going to change that. And then you can see here, the first CDs, this is what threw me off before. It listed as unformatted because the S760 couldn't read the disks. Well, it reads the disk, it just doesn't read it as a 760 disk. If I had a 760 disk here, it would actually have a label for it. So that's what was throwing me off. The one time that I put a 760 image on there is when I knew everything was actually working. And of course, you got my two hard drives here that I'm talking about. This is the boot drive, and this is the... I should rename them. You can rename them by pushing the S2 button to the right of the arrow buttons on the front, but I'll do that later. We're going to choose this one. Again, CD2 doesn't work right now unless I change the sector count, so I'm going to click on S1. This is the LCD one. It says not formatted, so it's not going to load correctly. However, if I go to push the turnstile button, you can't really see it, but to the right of these little command buttons of the screen, so right here, you can't really see it. There's a little turn button. In fact, if I turn the camera a bit, you might be able to see it. There's a little knob here, and it's got a button on it. When you push it, it takes you to a menu. So what I'm going to do is go to Convert Load, click this, Convert Load, and hit the select button, and boom, it sees the LCD1 CD. So now, right now, it's just picking the piano patch automatically. I am going to click the AR and click S1 again, and now I can choose which instruments I want. So if I want the Final Fantasy 6 strings, which was the first sound I wanted to try on this, I can go all the way down to a lot of sounds on here. Do jet strings and stereo THX. Oh, I'm at the bottom. Okay. There it is. New strings. I click select. Then I choose strings 3. And I hit convert. And now it's loading it into memory. Perfect. So now all I do is select performance mode. So I go back to mode over here. I go to performance. It's set. Now nothing's going to work because nothing's set to a patch. So I'm going to choose the patch here. Boom. Now I have the sounds. So if I go into my piano roll, start playing MIDI, we have sound. However, that's a crazy ADSR. I'm not sure if that's supposed to happen. So what I'm going to do is go back to convert load. Oops. Go back to disk mode. So instead of choosing a string sample, I'm going to choose GT drums because a lot of Final Fantasy 6 sounds come from this one. So we'll choose GT drum set, convert load. Yes, I want to clear. Perfect. We'll go back to performance mode. And then we'll just select the sound. Boom, let's try it. That, of course, is Final Fantasy VI's tom drum. Cool. Those are Final Fantasy VI's hi-hats. Cool, let's try a different sound. Okay, we'll try these strings here. The S50 strings. So we'll convert load. Yes, I want to clear memory. They look like the same samples. Good. Let's go back to performance mode. Oops, performance mode. And then choose our strings. You have a better attack now? Yes, you do. So that's pretty cool. If I could play piano, I'd be playing something for you right now. So that's it. This S-760 works fine. I don't like that release though. I wonder if I can change that. We'll go to patch mode. Let's turn the release down all the way. This should be a quick release. So the cool thing about using this sampler is that the loops and everything are designed for the system. Well, it was designed for an S550, but the system handles it properly, right? So you're not going to hear any clicks. You're not going to hear any pops. Everything was designed to loop the way it was supposed to on this system. No more of those. No more using tools where it imports the samples and the samples are good, but then the loop doesn't sound good because it doesn't have, say, a crossfade function or something like that. And there we have it. So we know it works. That means I'll be able to make my restoration sound a lot more authentic using the actual hardware that Mathew used, and we'll be able to make some great sounding stuff. I really don't know what else to say about this. It was definitely an endeavor getting it working. I can only imagine the fun that these musicians must have had back in the day trying to figure out how to use them. But it's really cool that that these units are still around today. I kind of wonder how this would have sounded on the S550 because it's a 12-bit sampler and this is a 16-bit one. So these samples are still 12-bit, but they're being converted to 16-bit. So they don't sound 100% authentic as to how the S550 would have played them, but I think they're pretty close. Like, I can already tell that this is less high-pitched compared to the way Contact plays that same sample. In fact, let's load up Contact and make a comparison really quick. Okay, so let's try a little comparison here. So I've got the same sound loaded in the sampler and the same sample loaded in Contact. So let's try Contact first. We'll try C5 just to hear how it sounds. So you can hear how it's a lot brighter. It's if you let it ring out long enough, the string will start to click because of the loop point. So if you listen to the start there, I want you to pay attention to that a little bit. So let's try the actual sampler now, this S-760. So it's a lot less bright, even though the S-760 is 44,100 hertz. It's using some kind of filtering, so it's converting the 12-bit sample to a 16-bit sample, but it's using some kind of pre-emphasis when it converts it, so it's filtering the sound. Also, you can hear how the start of the sample is a lot different, like a lot more different than the way Contact converts it. So the ADSR is already being slightly different between the two. You can hear this one releases a lot faster than Contact does. The other thing is you don't hear the click in the sample. I mean, if you listen very carefully, you might hear a little bit of a blip, but anyways, this sound is way closer to the Final Fantasy VI strings than the Contact version is. So already you can see that the restorations are going to be a lot more accurate. It's going to be fun. Okay, so I'm going to call it there. I'm glad you guys were with me on this journey. I want to once again thank all of my Patreons. Without them, I could not have done this. And yeah, it's just amazing that we were able to get this going and come as far as we have. So thank you so much to all of you. I got some more treats coming your way, so keep an eye out and like and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you later.